It's time for SPASH Sports Nation.
Welcome to SPASH Sports Nation, where we will be keeping you updated with all SPASH sports. This is McKenna DeKroger.
And I'm Grant Roth. Today we will be covering 7 different sports with athletes from each sport.
Make sure to follow us on Twitter at SPASH Sports, all caps.
Special thanks to our sponsors, Meta Custom Apparel and Signs, and Central Wisconsin Sports for making this all happen.
All right, we are here today with Megan Nolan and Briar Brooks, captains of the girls Red Panthers hockey team.
Can you guys tell us a little bit how the team did last year?
Last year we made it to the second round of playoffs. Did well. We had about 18 girls, and we're hoping to make it to state this year.
Ken?
I know your season has already started, but can you tell us about how things are going so far?
Well, this year we have shorter numbers of girls. We only have about 14 players, but we've been working hard in practices, stuff like that, and I think we can do well this year if we keep working hard.
Now we know this is a pretty tough conference, and but who is your biggest competition this year, and when do you play them?
Well, our first game this year we played against Central Wisconsin Storm. They're always our biggest competition, so working hard to do well against them again this year in playoffs.
Where's Central Wisconsin Storm out of?
They're co-op with Wausau West, Wausau East, DC Everest, Mosinee. So those are the teams.
Who are some of the key girls returning from last year's team?
I think all the seniors this year are key players. Briar, she's returning. She's a key player for us. Yeah.
And with that, who are some of the new faces on the team this year?
We have 3 new freshmen and 1 new sophomore. AJ Weiss, she's a sophomore. And then a freshman, Lindsay Gladusky, freshman Kylie Koff, and freshman Pistol Cowden.
So you guys have a decent amount of freshmen this year?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
We have a lot of seniors.
Yeah.
Okay. The Red Panthers is a co-op team, so can you tell me a little bit about how that all works?
So the Red Panthers co-op with Point, Rapids, and Marshfield. And we have practice in Point a couple times a week. We have practice in Marshfield once a week, practice in Rapids once a week. And we play our home games are at Rapids, Marshfield, Point. So
you guys just carpool to practice and stuff? Okay.
Yep.
All right, when and where can SPASH fans come watch you guys play next?
Our next game is this Saturday at the South County, or the Rapids rink. Our first game is at 10 a.m., and then we'll play again in the afternoon.
All right, thank you, Briar and Megan. And for all you SPASH fans, head out to Rapids and watch them compete this Saturday at 10 a.m. We are here with 3-year varsity starter Chance Bailey of the SPASH boys wrestling team.
I'm going to start out with first question. You guys had a great season last year as a team and individuals at state. What are some of the goals for the team this year?
Our big goal is to bring home a conference championship this year. We would like to make it to team sectionals, hopefully, and maybe make the state.
Pretty good goals. What weight class will you be wrestling in this year?
I'll be starting off at 132, and once we get the weight allowance, drop down to 126.
Who are some of the tougher guys you expect to see during the year at that weight, and where are they from?
We lost a lot of tough kids in the conference. The big one will probably be Devin Schultz from Merrill. Had quite a rival with him the last couple years.
Who are some of the new faces on the team this year?
The big one that I can think of is Justin Groshek and Ashton Voss. Justin Groshek will be our 106-pounder, and Ashton Voss will be our 220, our heavyweight.
What type of workouts are you guys doing to prepare for your first meet?
Our big one's the Wild 5. We do 4 different workouts with up downs, push ups, sit ups, and jumping jacks, and you go up to 25, like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, then you go 25, 20, 15, and back down.
When will the SPASH Wrestling fans be able to watch you guys at the first home meet?
Our first home meet will be against Marshfield. I don't know, that's our second dual meet, and that'll be actually our toughest meet of the year, I think. The big ones in the conference that we should beat.
I would say that wrestling definitely has to be the most physically demanding sport in high school. So could you tell me about the typical practice that you guys have?
Well, it usually starts off with warming up, jogging, all that stuff, and then go into some intense drilling, hand fighting, shots, and all that. And then we do some technique, and we go live for about 30 minutes.
The Wisconsin Valley Conference is typically a tough conference for wrestling in the state. Do you know any other top teams in the state that are going to be tough to face this year?
A tough one will probably be Kakana if we see them. We might see them at some of the tournaments, but they're always top dog.
All right.
Thanks for the interview today.
Thanks for having me.
Today we are with Brooke Tushka and Hallie Pavelski of the girls basketball team. Brooke is also the only senior on the team and is actually Panther of the Week this week.
Brooke, with the season underway, can you tell us a little bit about how things are going so far?
Well, this year, having Maggie out was definitely a concern for us. Our first game was a little rough, but after that, going to Brookfield really sent us off in the right direction. Now we're playing with some confidence.
What do you expect to see from the team without Maggie?
It took a lot of rebuilding, but not really because we have a lot of juniors who've actually played together before. And I think even without Maggie, we still have a chance of being really well, and we're just praying that Maggie gets better and can come back.
So you have some pretty good chemistry.
Yeah, very good chemistry.
With that, what kind of impact do you think her being out has on the team?
I think with Maggie being out really causes other players to have to step up and not rely so much on her, which I think is going to make us stronger when she does come back because we're all going to play together better.
Besides Maggie, you guys have some other injuries. How is that going to affect the team?
We have 4 other people out with injuries right now, and it really makes a lot of other people who you wouldn't have expected to step up just in general with Maggie being gone. Sure. Other people have to step up. So I think it'll help the team eventually in the long run because we're going to have so many people who are having to step up and having to play better, which overall can make the team better.
Who are the injured?
Kaylin Gets the Husky, but she should be back in about a week. Brooklyn pulled her hamstring. Sadie Adamski's got a fractured foot, and recently we just lost Brooke to a foot injury.
No worries, I'm back.
Good to hear.
What are some of the team goals for this season?
This year, our biggest goal is to win conference and then hopefully build off that and advance further in playoffs. And on top of everything, we just really want to get to state.
Of course. Everyone's trying to get to state.
As a team, what did you guys do to prepare for this season?
We went to a lot of open gyms. We just made sure at the beginning, before season, that we got our legs and we all were good with running up and down the court. And now we're doing a lot of work with just everybody playing everywhere so everybody knows how to work together and work with different people. And we do a lot of just like defensive drills because our main focus this year is playing good defense because if you can play good defense, the offense should just come.
Defense wins championship.
Defense does.
How does some of the young players, how does their experience help with the team?
I think the young players are really getting the hang of things very quickly. With Maggie being gone, causes a lot of them to step up and do things that they probably weren't expected to do with her being there, which I think is just making our younger players better in general.
Who are some of the new faces on the team this year?
We have one freshman this year. Her name's Leah Ernest. She's a very good player. She really can get into the lane and just put up shots that you wouldn't expect anybody to be able to put up. Abby Gemza was on JV last year, and she's a sophomore. She's very good, very aggressive, and can box out like nobody else. And we have a few other people that were on JV last year, but overall we have a young team, but a team that has played together before.
And with that, who are the teams in the Wisconsin Valley Conference that are going to be the biggest challenge to beat this year?
For us right now, our conference is pretty competitive. I would say that Wausau West, Marshfield, and Everest are the 3 teams to beat, and if we can beat them, there's no problem with us winning conference this year.
Absolutely.
All right, and here's some girls basketball highlights for you guys.
Because they're passing back there. Nice pass. Yes!
We are here with seniors Jacob Bielke and Trayton Zinda of the boys hockey team.
Trey, can you tell us a little bit how the SPASH boys hockey team did last year?
Well, last year I believe we finished our season 18-5. Anago gave us our loss and ended our season, but we just beat them on Tuesday night, so we got some revenge in them.
What are some of your goals for this year then?
I think our main goal is to win conference,
Okay.
and then after that, just obviously win the section and hopefully make it to the state tournament at the end of the year.
Now, we know your season has already started, Bielke, but can you tell us how things are going so far?
Well, as of now, we're 3-0. We won our first 2 games in Madison this past weekend, and then on Tuesday we played Anago, as you know. And we were down 2-0 going into the third period. We ended up scoring 4 goals to win that game, so it's going pretty well. We need to start off a little bit stronger, though, I think.
Following that, what was the talk in the locker room between periods during the Anago game?
Not a whole lot was said between the first period, so that's why we kind of came out slow in the second period. But after the second period, in between, we just, I don't know, our coaches came in, they jacked us up a little bit, and we got the ball rolling, and then it just took off from there.
Just got some energy going?
Yeah, created a lot of energy.
Who is the team's biggest competition in the conference this year?
I'd say the biggest competition in the conference this year is for sure Wausau West. We play them tonight, so it'll be a pretty big game. And, you know, they're ranked one in the state, so there's a lot of hype going into this game. But I think we have a pretty good shot at pulling it out.
What makes them such a good team?
I don't know. They've been good for the past couple of years. They have a lot of good players all around. So they have a lot of what's the word? They have a lot of depth in their team. So they're pretty hard to beat. I don't know. A lot of depth everywhere. So
We'll take it to them tonight. We'll get the dub.
Who are some of the key guys returning from last year's team?
Well, we have 10 seniors this year, so we got a lot of depth, like Jacob have said.
Yeah.
But I think it all starts down at our goalie with Phil Chopkowski, and then it just works our way up through our senior defensemen, Mark Stoskoff, Jared Jones, just taking on big leadership roles this year. And then it just continues. It goes to the forwards, to like me, Chase Miller, Jacob Bielke, and everyone has a big role in the team this year.
For sure, a lot of experience there.
Yeah.
Now we know there's a lot of experience with the older players, but is there any new faces to the team that have had an impact this year?
Oh, yeah, I'd say for sure. There's actually 3 new freshmen coming in that have made a pretty big impact already. We have Cole Bielke. He's a new defenseman. He actually started against Anago this Tuesday. He's been having a pretty good season so far. And then we have 2 first-line forwards, Dane Hoyard and Barrett Brooks. They're having a pretty good season so far. I believe they both have 3 points already. So they have to have a pretty good game tonight. And as of now, they're looking to have a pretty good year. So
Good. More experience for years to come.
yeah.
Speaking of the big game tonight, you guys also usually have a Dig Pink game, Pink the Rink, right?
Yep.
Do you guys know when that is?
Normally the Pink Cancer game is in February, and this year I believe we have it against Wisconsin Rapids, so that'll be a conference game.
Are there any other big games besides that game and the game tonight against West?
I'd say anytime we play Wausau West, we'll have a big fight. And
You guys play them twice, right?
Yep.
All right.
We'll play them tonight. We'll play them in Wausau West,
Yep.
and then later on in the season we'll have them at the KB Willett.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. So catch the boys hockey team tonight in Wausau West for a huge game. We are here with the two-time defending state champs of the boys basketball team here at SPASH, Joey Hauser Jr. and Drew Blair, also a junior.
I know that your season already started, but what are the expectations for this season?
Some of the expectations we have are obviously winning a conference championship and taking that into regionals, sectionals, and then trying to get back to Madison.
Joey, how do you fill the roles of the 8 seniors that graduated last year?
You can't really fill the roles of all the guys that left, but we got a couple of new guys that can kind of help out and try to take those roles and just take it day by day, and eventually we'll get there.
Mm-hmm. Who are some of the new faces that are making an impact on the team this year?
Some of the new faces on our team, we got Brennan Mueller, Drew Cullen, Andrew Urban was on team last year, so he's really big contributor. Everybody's pretty much a new face. Some of the guys on our team last year, but a new starting five, everything, and just it's a lot different from last year.
After the first couple of games, how would you say the team's looking so far?
I'd say we improved from the first to the second game, definitely. But we still got a lot of work to go, and we got a lot of work to do without Joey there, so we'll get there.
Sure.
What are some of the team's strengths?
Offensively, I think we're pretty complete. We can score from all over the floor. Defense, we really need to step up, and that's got to be one of our strengths. Rebounding's got to be a strength. So right now we're working on all those things.
All right.
What do you think of this year's schedule?
We got a tough schedule again. I know we play La Crosse Central and Middleton. They're ranked. And then this year our conference should be pretty competitive, especially without Joey. And then we play a couple teams from Minnesota. Those should be good games.
What are some of the bigger games this year?
Obviously Marshfield and Rapids are two of the bigger conference rivals. And then I'd say Middleton and La Crosse Central.
So, which teams will be in the competition for the conference title this year?
I hope obviously we're in that talk, but the rest of the conference is kind of a toss-up. Everybody's pretty solid.
Mm-hmm.
Drew, you led the team in scoring versus Rhinelander. You made a lot of threes. What's your secret behind making so many threes?
Obviously, you want to get in the gym, practice that, but other than that, just get in a rhythm during the game, let your teammates find you, make open shots.
You were also Panther of the Week this week, correct?
Correct.
When can the SPASH Panther fans catch you guys at your next home game?
Tomorrow, Friday, December 2nd.
December 2nd.
Versus Clay Memorial.
All right, and that game will be broadcast live on centralwisconsinsports.net, so if you can't make the game, be sure to catch it there.
All right, today we are here with two members of the gymnastics team, Lauren Boyack and Olivia Clemens.
All right, Olivia, can you tell us a little bit how the team did last year?
Last year we won sectionals and made it to state, and we also won conference, so that was pretty exciting.
All right, do you have any goals for this year?
We hope to win sectionals again and hopefully take our team to state and also win conference.
All right.
Who would you say is your guys' biggest competition?
I think this year is going to be GT. They beat us last year, so we're trying to go after them again this year.
Is it the next time you face them in the postseason?
I'm not quite sure.
That's fair.
Who are some of the key girls returning to the team this year?
We have Kara Battaglia and Gabby Johnson coming. and a lot of the girls from last year, but we do have a lot of new girls that are gonna do well this year.
Lauren, who would you say the new faces of this team here? That's bad. Who are some of the new faces to this year's team?
Myself, I am a new member of the team, and the team last year only had 9 or 10 girls on it, and we have 21 this year. So half of our team is brand new this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can you take us through a typical day of practice and give us a feel for what that's like?
Typically we warm up by either running or doing some other warm up, and then we start to stretch, and Jenny my coach gives us our assignments, each event that we go to, and then the last half hour we have past gymnasts Lacey Ligman and Amanda Byram come in and do strength with us.
What are some of your personal goals this season, Lauren?
Personally, I would like to compete with the varsity team, and it would be an honor to be able to go to sectionals and possibly state with them.
Do you guys know what events you're going to be competing in this year?
We have not found that out. We just ended tryouts on Tuesday.
All right.
Do you have any ideas of what you think you'll be in?
I think I'm going to be competing in the floor exercise as well as beam.
Okay.
I hope to continue to compete all around in the varsity.
What meet are you most excited for this year?
Definitely conference, because that's kind of just like, it starts the postseason, and that's when everything kind of really gets serious, I feel like.
Pretty exciting time.
Yeah.
All right. When can SPASH Gymnastics fans come see you guys at your first home meet?
December 19th.
December 19th. All right, you heard it.
Thanks for coming in, guys.
Yes, thanks for having us.
Thank you.
We are here with Ethan Whitmarsh, part of the SPASH boys swimming team.
All right, Ethan, can you tell us a little bit how the team did last year?
The team last year did pretty great. We won conference again, which is another big goal for us. And we took a couple swimmers to state and got some good times in second and third. Zach Dawson finished, and one of our old swimmers, Ben Harris, did too.
Do you have any new goals for this season?
Yeah, actually, we're looking past the conference championship because we should blow everyone out of the conference. But our sectional championship, that's a big one. Instead of taking just like a couple guys to state, we want to try and take the whole team.
All right.
Some pretty solid goals. What teams will be in contention for the conference title this year?
Eau Claire Memorial, they're a big school. They have a lot of good swimmers. Hudson, there's Middleton. Hudson is a pretty good guy. Matt Kunis. And then Eau Claire Memorial has Paul Delakis, which is like the best swimmer in the state. The guy's swimming Olympic times right now. So
it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, there's pretty solid competitors out there.
For sure.
Do you think it's the new swimmers are fitting in well?
Yeah, I do, honestly. A lot of our freshmen have swam at Speedy for the YMCA, and they're really coming together well, and most of them know each other, so we got good chemistry in the pool already.
You always want that.
Yeah.
What are some of the events you yourself will be focusing on?
I'll be in the 200 medley, and then it's just a relay race pretty much with freestyle, and then I do backstroke and a 100-meter fly.
Besides you, are there any other guys on the team we should keep an eye on this year?
Our two captains, Hunter Schulfer and Zach Dawson, are very good. Daniel Hess is really pulling through this year, and so is Chad on the backstroke.
I would say that swimming is a pretty tough sport, right?
Yeah, it's pretty tough.
Yeah. What would you say keeps on driving you to keep going back to practice?
Just the fact that there's the team bond and everything, and all the guys, the coach is really cool, and you honestly want to be around a guy like that. So going to practice isn't really a problem, even though it's pretty tough. You get used to it.
Definitely.
Could you explain the drive that Coach Bob gives all the swimmers and how he motivates you?
Coach Bob's a great guy, and he really pushes us hard, and tells us like what to do, what to work on, and I mean he just like he gives M&Ms to kids who have good times and like meets and stuff. So I mean there's motivation in itself too.
What are some of the things important to you that you do before a meet?
I like to listen to music. Kind of like I watch Olympic people and like do the arm slaps and stuff like that. That stuff's cool to me. So I mean, yeah, just warming up and getting with the team is awesome.
All right, thank you, Ethan.
Not a problem.